Finally, an important heavyweight fight featuring an American for the first time in a long time. Plus, a legend weighs in on a current pound-for-pounder. We get into all that next. Please help us get to 1,000 subscribers. If you like what you hear, please hit the like and subscribe button. Help us out here. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. And also, please leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Welcome back to Friday's Check Hook. We are just hours away now from the inevitable Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder showdown. Deontay Wilder crashed his weigh-in today. They exchanged some trash talking. It's late here. I'm in Texas here in the United States. Out in England, it's already fight day, right? It's already Saturday. Which means it's Tyson Fury versus Francisco Pineda Day. Not expecting much out of this fight. We aren't overly familiar with Francisco Pineda, if I'm saying that right. It's the final tune-up. It's supposed to be a step up for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's last fight against Sefer Safari was a freaking joke. That was just a little over 2 months ago, about 10 weeks ago, I guess. This is a bigger step up. Hopefully to be a bit of a challenge. Hopefully we get to see more of exactly where Tyson Fury is. But it's coming. The end of the year, we're getting Tyson Fury and we're getting Deontay Wilder. And we're going to have a legitimate heavyweight champion of the world. And guess what? He's not going to be controlled by Eddie Hearn. So this is good news, right? And I like Anthony Joshua, so it's not a knock on Joshua. I just can't stand Eddie Hearn. The biggest fight in boxing is not going to involve Eddie Hearn's guy. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury is going to be phenomenal. The build-up is going to be great. The trash talking is going to be great. The hype, the press tour, everything is going to be just fantastic. I'm going to try to make at least one stop on the press tour. It hasn't been announced. Obviously, nothing's been announced. I'm guessing, they'll face off tomorrow should Tyson Fury win, which we're all expecting him to. And we'll have formal announcements from there. This fight's said it's been rumored and talked about, discussed, and both sides have said it's really close. I guess we're just crossing some T's, dotting those I's. I'm into this. We have not had a American in a huge heavyweight fight since at least Rahman fought Lewis, knocked him out, and then the rematch. Possibly Roy Jones versus John Ruiz was the last time there was an intriguing heavyweight fight. Featuring an American. It's been a long time, 15 years or so. The last time we've had a real top-notch American heavyweight was Evander Holyfield. And now we have Wilder. So this fight is important. Look, when there's a legitimate heavyweight champion of the world that's from America, boxing does really good in America. Look, so if you're a boxing fan, but you're not a Wilder fan, you should root for Wilder if you're an American, because it's great for the sport, right? When there's a recognizable American heavyweight champion, boxing in America does much better. Just like it did better when Holyfield and Tyson and Ali and Foreman, and when those guys were running the heavyweight division, boxing was a talking point. Boxing was hot in the American mainstream media and the mainstream press. It got more coverage as a whole. Without that, it kind of takes a back seat. So even if you're a Wilder hater, you should be rooting for him because it's good for the sport here in America. And the sport's not in bad shape, but let's be real, it's not in great shape in the United States either. It takes a back seat to all the major sports. If you just watch Fox Sports 1 or ESPN, you get very little boxing as opposed to baseball, basketball, football, even hockey, which is probably less popular than boxing. I mean, I don't really know anyone who likes that ridiculous sport. But this is a chance for Deontay Wilder to put American boxing back on the map and give Americans a recognizable heavyweight champion that we love and adore. And I can't wait for the hype of this fight. These are two guys that can sell this fight. We've talked about how I think in America, at least, this is a bigger pay-per-view draw, Wilder versus Fury, than Wilder versus Joshua is. And I've been criticized. I've gone back and forth with Ness of the Boxing Voice on this. He said, I'm absolutely crazy that Wilder Joshua is a much bigger fight. I don't see it. Joshua doesn't draw in the U.S. at all. You can look at his numbers. Fury's numbers in the U.S. dwarf Anthony Joshua's. And Fury can sell the fight. Fury can talk. Joshua's kind of laid back. I mean, he's kind of witty and funny, and I like Anthony Joshua. I really do. But he's not one to sell a fight, right? It's like I like Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar's not one to sell a fight. Right? If you ever heard Oscar at a press conference, it's the least impressive thing you've ever heard in your life. But I like Oscar. Oscar was a warrior in the ring. He's a really skilled fighter. And he fought everyone, right? So he never really had to hype fights because he was already the golden boy, and he took the biggest fights that were available to him. He fought Ike Quartey for no reason. I mean, he fought him because he was one of the best guys in the weight class, but he said, okay, let me fight the best guy out there. That's Ike Quartey. And Ike Quartey didn't come with any major publicity, right? But anyway, I digress. This fight is the hype, press conference. I don't know if they're going to... I imagine this is going to be on Showtime, so we'll have a face-off with Jim Gray and all of that, I imagine. This is going to be the biggest fight we've had, the biggest heavyweight fight we've had in this country since Tyson Lewis, and that's a long time ago. That is a very long time ago. The odds are out, and they're about even, and I think that's about right. Just to do a quick breakdown of the fight, look, if Tyson Fury can get back to Tyson Fury circa 2015, the one that beat Vladimir Klitschko decisively and clearly, he wins the fight. He wins it easy, right? I mean, he's the more skilled fighter. He's bigger, right? He's 250. He weighed 258 today. He weighed 276 for his last fight. So he's got, let's say Deontay Wilder typically weighs about 220, 222. If Fury's going to weigh between 250 to 260, I mean, he's got him by 40 pounds, 30, 40 pounds. That's a huge size advantage. Plus, he's taller. I don't know that Wilder, I doubt he's ever been in with someone who's taller than him. I'm sure if I'm wrong, you guys will leave it in the comments. Tell me why I'm wrong and who was taller than him. But he's going to be faced with disadvantages that he's never seen before. This is all predicated that Fury's got that pep back in his step. That he's got the old Tyson Fury back. And then, to be fair, I don't know if he does. Look, the sideshow that we saw with Sefer Safari does not prove anything. Francesco Pianetta is not anywhere near Deontay Wilder. I don't care how good he looks. This is not a good tune-up to judge whether or not he's fully back. And in reality, he's not going to be fully back. But will he be back enough to make this fight really entertaining, make this really competitive, and will he be back enough to win? Right? Because he's not going to be 100% of what he was. He may never get back there, honestly. The way he abused his body with drugs and alcohol and food, he ate like a friggin' pig. He gained 150 pounds or whatever it was from his fight weight. I don't know if he'll ever get back there. I mean, you can't abuse your body like that without any side effects, right? I'm in Texas. We talk about Josh Hamilton. It was a guy who had all-world talent, abused it with drugs and alcohol, and got back, but he had a shortened career because of all the abuse he did to his body. I mean, how do you know that that's not going to happen to Tyson Fury, too? He's not going to have a similar effect. But with him back in here, the division is interesting. Like I said, if he is back to 100%, he beats Deontay Wilder going away. He outskills him. He's too big, too strong, too fast. His combinations are too good. His jab is better. He's just better than Deontay Wilder. But we don't know if he's there. And we're almost 3 years removed from that Vladimir Klitschko fight. And the only thing he has in the interim is Sefer Safari, and then he'll have Francesca Pianetta. That is nothing to get hyped about. The odds are 1-1. And I think that's reasonable because I'm having a real hard time picking it. Every time I lean towards Wilder, saying that Fury's not there yet and Wilder will knock him out, I start to think, Fury's the more skilled fighter. Fury can outbox him. And every time I think, okay, Fury's going to win. I say no. Look, his chin may be suspect. He's been dropped. He's been dropped by Steve Cunningham, who's a cruiserweight, right? Let's be real. Steve Cunningham, I love Steve Cunningham. Shout out to Cunningham. But he does not have anywhere near the punching power of Deontay Wilder. I mean, he's a cruiserweight he's a blown up cruiserweight who wasn't a big puncher there, and he dropped Fury. So if he could drop Fury, what could Deontay Wilder do if he lands one of those right hands? So every time I lean towards Wilder, I start to think, you know what? Fury's going to be a step slow, and that's one step slow is means he's going to eat a right hand that he can't recover from. So I'm really torn, and I usually hate pick'em fights. I think Vegas should just pick a favorite and roll with it. But on this one, I'm with him because I really cannot pick this fight. I'm not even going to tell you which way I lean right now because that's going to change in 5 minutes. I'm just excited. I'm super hyped for this fight. I think this is going to be great for the sport of boxing. It's going to be great for the heavyweight division. It's going to be great for American boxing in particular, especially if Wilder wins. Because the winner, let's keep this in mind, will be the legitimate heavyweight champion of the world, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the man who beat the man who beat the man. That's what's on the line. You had the WBC champ, Deontay Wilder, the green belt, against Tyson Fury, the man who beat Klitschko, who dethroned Vladimir Klitschko, who became the heavyweight champ and never lost that crown. Right? So in a way, and I'm not comparing either of these fighters to Ali versus Frazier, but that's what we're looking at here. These are the heavyweight. This is the current heavyweight champion of the world against the heavyweight champ who never lost his title but was stripped of it. Now look, the similarities between Fury and Ali stop there, right? Ali was suspended for noble causes, and Fury ate himself and did drugs and ate himself into oblivion to 400 pounds and did drugs and had the title stripped for a lack of discipline. So I'm not comparing it there. I'm just saying that no one, just like no one had beaten Ali until Frazier beat him for the legitimate heavyweight champion of the world, this is the same thing. If Wilder beats Fury, then he will be the legitimate heavyweight champion of the world. If Fury wins, then Fury will reign on. And either way, you know who's not the legitimate heavyweight champion of the world? Eddie Hearn's boy, Anthony Joshua. Hopefully Eddie Hearn gets out of the way and allows Joshua to fight the winner. Or Joshua sues him and walks away from him and fights the winner. But it's a three-dog race right now, and we're getting the WBC champ and the lineal champ squaring off to find out who is the best heavyweight in the world, who is the real heavyweight champ of the world. Let us know what you think, and I'm sure you guys are going to kill me for that Ali, Frazier to Fury, Wilder comparison. You can just leave your comment below and take that out of context, but you know how I meant it was that no one beat Ali until he squared off with Frazier, and no one's beaten Fury. That's the only way I meant that comparison. I was not comparing Fury in any way, shape, or form to Ali outside of that. So let me know what you think. Leave those comments below. I'm sure I triggered some people with that. Next on the docket, I really wanted to get into this. So one of my all-time favorite fighters, a legend by any standard, Roy Jones Jr., one of the great middleweight champions, super middleweight champions, light heavyweight champions, and then heavyweight champion, had some comments for Triple G saying, Triple G won't go down as one of the greats. How can he? Did he move up and fight Ward in his prime? No. How are you going to be regarded as a great when you didn't move up and fight in the most famous American in the weight class above you in their prime? Ask Joe Calzaghe about that. Obviously, Roy Jones saying that Triple G can't be considered all-time great. Guess what? He's right. When compared to the middleweights that came, the great middleweights that came before him, look, Roy Jones Jr. Beat Bernard Hopkins at 160, jumped up to fight James Toney at 168, beat him, beat Virgil Hill at 175, actually fought at a catchweight at 177, and then became the heavyweight champ of the world, captured a heavyweight crown. Not the legitimate lineal heavyweight crown, but he beat John Ruiz and won a heavyweight strap. Roy Jones Jr. isn't really any bigger naturally than it is Gennady Golovkin, right? Golovkin didn't do anything like that. So to compare Golovkin to Roy Jones Jr. is absolutely certifiably insane. I mean, look what Roy Jones did in his career, and look what Golovkin did in his career. He's got a controversial decision over Jacobs and a draw with Canelo. That's it. I mean, you got wins over Rosado, Kurt, and a bunch of B-level guys. His resume, David Lemieux, I mean, B-level guys. I mean, really, fought a welterweight in there. There's nothing on his resume. And even compare him to Hopkins. Hopkins went to 175 and beat Tarver. The Tarver that beat Roy Jones and dethroned Roy Jones. Hopkins went up and beat him. Hopkins totally cleaned out 160. So he cleaned out 160 and then jumped up to 175 to beat Tarver. Those are two things that Triple G never did. So Roy Jones seems critical. Some people are going to call this out grapes. Roy Jones is absolutely right. You cannot consider Triple G, unless he does something drastic here, starting with beating Canelo. Unless he does something drastic here, he's not going to go down as an all-time great. He'll go down as a great puncher, right? But he's not going to go down in the era of Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins and those guys. Those guys are levels ahead of him. So that's just the way that he's going to be remembered. I mean, in reality, I think people remember Froch as a better super middleweight than Triple G was a middleweight because Froch fought everybody, right? I mean, he fought everybody. Triple G doesn't. I mean, Triple G, he's not going to fight Charlo. I mean, he wouldn't fight Billy Joe. Who do you think who do you think he's going to fight after this? Look, Triple G was an HBO hype job, and I'm not saying he's a terrible fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter, but he was never what HBO cracked him up to be. He's one-dimensional. He can be outboxed. He's flat-footed. He can cut off the ring, but he can't cut off the ring in a guy like Billy Joe or a guy like Charlo. I mean, do you know what Roy Jones would do to him? Roy Jones, I don't know that he'd stop him because of Triple G's chin, but he may beat him up so bad that the ref steps in, right? So to compare, and he would just get schools. Bernard Hopkins would outclass Triple G 120 to 108. That wouldn't even be competitive in my book. Triple G's too one-dimensional, and it's not a knock on him. He's a fun fighter, entertaining fighter. But when we're talking about all-time greats, he does not make the cut. Roy Jones is absolutely correct in his assessment. Triple G will not go down as one of the greats. He never moved up. He didn't fight Andre Ward. He didn't fight anybody. He fought Jacobs and got a I don't want to say lucky decision. We scored it for Jacobs by a single point. There were close rounds in there. It could have gone either way. He got the benefit of the doubt in the Jacobs fight, and he got a draw with Canelo. That is not a great resume. And there's not much else on Gabe Rosado and David Lemieux and what's Gregory Prozaric. These are not great names on his resume. So let us know what you think. Do you think Roy Jones is right? We think he hit the nail on the head. Maybe unpopular, but I think he's absolutely right. Let us know what you think. Do you think Triple G would match up well with any of the great middleweights from eras past? I don't. I don't think he beats a single great middleweight from past eras. I think James Toney takes him to school. Hagler, I think all those guys just destroy him. I don't think he's even in their league. Let us know what you think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. For Friday's Check Hook, this is 3D Boxing signing off. Thank you, good night, and God bless.
Enjoy 3D Boxing vlog videos? Show us some love by clicking the like button. Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3dboxingvlog.com is also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.